My name is Rachel. I am a pediatric speech-language pathologist. I've been practicing in early intervention since about 2009. I was noticing that I was starting to have severe anxiety to the point where I was typically excited to get up and go to work, and instead I was kind of waking up dreading going to work and imagining what the workday would be and the personalities that I might encounter. And I just, it was becoming pretty disabling, actually, to even get up and do my job, which is something that I've always loved. And so I was noticing that my own body was having a lot of really painful episodes where it was debilitating. Weekends on the couch because I'm in pain, not being able to cook my dinner, chop vegetables for my family because I couldn't stand. And so I knew that something had to change. And a friend of mine is a licensed professional counselor who also has some autoimmune issues. And I reached out to her and said, because I know she's always looking out for like the best treatments available. And she said, hey, this is a program that comes highly recommended, that is clinically proven. So I was going from, again, weekends on the couch where I was really starting to get very sad about my life being, you wake up, you go to work, and then you're on the couch all night until bedtime, and then do the same thing. And then on the weekends even, I would have ideas like, oh, I want to go and pull weeds or garden or go with friends. And none of that would materialize. I would make plans with friends and then have to cancel just because I was in pain or just feeling, again, anxious, or, it was really quite debilitating. And so I've been on the program a little less than a month. And I'll say that this past weekend, I was able to be gardening most of the day, transplanting trees and weeding. I made a couple meals and chopped vegetables and was able to stand in the kitchen. It was like a glimmer of my life coming back. I think what was starting to happen was the secondary trauma that I was experiencing from working with the families that I help was becoming so overwhelming to me that I just didn't know how to handle it. Now I would say that I can be the beacon of light, right, for them, rather than just hearing what they're saying and not having any resilience or fortitude myself to help guide them or even inspire them. I really feel that all of our thoughts and emotions take so much more of a toll on us than we can even conceive. And I think it's compounded as you get older. So the things that you're able to kind of trudge through in your 20s and even in your 30s, by the time you hit your 40s, your body's like, nope, not happening. And I think it's all the power of the brain. Being somebody who's had chronic anxiety since childhood, the brain retraining and especially these daily meditations are really helping me just be more present and less reactive, right? So let's say something's going on, it might trigger a feeling within me where I shut down, like I don't know what to say. This parent is acting or treating their child in a way that I feel is harmful. How do I respond to that? In the past, I could freeze. And it's not to say that these are all parents, but this is, I think, as we know, or at least in my life, you focus on the ones that are the most challenging, unfortunately, rather than celebrating the really fun ones. And so maybe that's a part of the brain training. Maybe my brain will start to shift and I'll start to really be nourished by the really phenomenal families that I've worked with.